Yo guys, it's me Matrix here, and we are bringing you the Week 8 premiere of the VDL-V Create Season 8. It is the matchup between the Migrating Milotics, the current Ranked 1 trainer of VDL, and they are facing off against two-time champion Otto and the Tricksy Treekos. With me today, we've got Batista on call. Say hello.
Hello. This is definitely going to be shaped up to be a very interesting match. The Milotics are fighting for the #1 seed, or I guess in this situation, the overall regular season champion. And Otto, the coach of the Treekos here, is trying to get into the playoffs because they look really bad of getting into playoffs if they end up losing here, but they're guaranteed to get into playoffs if they win.
Yeah, no, so we've got, as I say, Migrating Milotics, they are undefeated so far. I think they've only picked up maybe a couple losses in their sets even. They are fighting for that rank 1 regular season champion position. They're already guaranteed the spot themselves as the top seed of their division. However, as you say, the Treekos fighting for the first time ever, may I say, for a playoff position. So yeah, I suppose it'll be as you said, Batista. Like, this is going to be a really good match, a really impactful one for what the playoffs will end up looking like. To be honest, will we have the Treekos or will we not?
Yeah, oh, definitely. But yeah, looking at the teams, we can see the Treekos ended up bringing their Ludicolo, which is the mon they picked up going into Week 8. But they ended up not bringing any of the other mons they picked up during their week, their trades.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely a little bit interesting. Some of the things we can see just from the items on the side, it looks like the Milotics have a really bulky team with citrus berries, leftovers, black sludge, lumberry. They definitely seem they're trying to play the long game, go for very switch intensive bulky sets.
Yeah. What's really interesting as well is that you see the jetpack on the Hitmonchan. It's clearly going to be running close combat. It's probably going to have some fake out pressure, so that jetpack allowing it to hit close combat off, recycle its fake out without having to waste its turn switching. You've got the Lumberry and the Azumarill, obviously, to try and dissuade or protect against the Thunder Waves from the Thunderous, but also in a 1v1 situation versus Vaporeon, you're not having it fish for Scald Burns. You can run that risk a little bit.
And also, Thunder Waves from the Thundurus and the Yawns from Vaporeon as well. Just kind of avoiding those type of stuff, which can always be relevant.
Yeah. As you see from the Treekos point of view, they've got the Absol here, which is some good priority, which I think is going to be really good into the Spectria. You'd expect to see the Absol come with Sucker Punch. I mean, Scope Lens Super Luck Absol, that Sucker Punches do as much damage as Urshifu, if not more. And the same with like a knockoff. If you get a crit knockoff from a Absol, wow, it does so much damage. The Clefable's going to be there, obviously, for the Treekos. It's pretty standard for the Treekos to be running the Clefable at this point. It's always providing that supportive, semi-supportive, semi-offensive role. Vaporeon is a decent switch-in for the Treekos to a lot of the Milotics' usual stuff, being quite a special tank, and also resisting the primary offense of an Azumarill. The Ludicolo, however, I think is the most important thing to note because of it actually hits most of the Milotics team for neutral with that water and grass stab.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely also interested to see what type of Ludicolo they are. They have the possibility of possibly doing Rain Dance with Thundurus, and it could be a Swim variant. They could also do Swagger with Oblivious.
Own tempo.
Own tempo. To make it increase its own damage, so that's definitely a wild card I think is worth looking out for.
And as you can see, this was initially on paper a bit of a battle for combating who's going to be outspeeding who. You've got the Treekos who've got the speed boost Blaziken, but you've also got the natural speed of the Milotics and also priority moves of such as Azumarill with Aqua Jet. So I think we've done enough on the team analysis, and we can probably actually just get on with the game.
Oh, definitely. Well, let's see what they end up choosing to lead.
Yeah. All right. So Wonderway. So the video Brave has got, as you can see, it's a phone recording. So we're trying to just work with what we've got. As I say, always say, any video is better than no video. It doesn't matter if you go phone recorder or not.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm definitely interested to see what Brave ends up doing here. I'm expecting Trick Room focused because I definitely think seems like a good lead into what Otto's brought. So Hitmonchan, Masharna seems like a pretty reasonable with the Zoomerl and maybe Skunk in the back.
mhm.
Ooh,
You
looks
can
like the
definitely,
Electivire.
yeah, you can see the Electivire coming. Well, the Electivire is a little bit more free now that the Steelix isn't here, so it's not as bad into the Trick Room. Obviously, the Steelix from the Treekos is probably was kind of a big factor for the Milotics, worrying about it defensively.
Definitely curious what with them looking at Spectre. It looks like maybe Masharna doesn't even have Trick Room, because they brought quite a few fast mons next to the Masharna lead. So maybe Masharna is just more focused as an offensive threat.
Oh, we might be changing it up. Did he pick 3 or 4 months?
He picked 4. Spectre
Yeah,
was the last.
Spectre. Yeah. I mean, Mashana could be running a calm mindset for all we know and going for a little bit more of a setup orientated game.
Yeah, definitely quite possible. It's with the citrus berry. It definitely doesn't seem like it guaranteed to just be Trick Room focused.
So we do see the Blaziken led with a Clefable, and now with Clefable, Blaziken lead you with thinking, oh, it's quite free to set up a Sword Stance maybe, or at least double protect on the Hitmonchan. But the problem is that Otto's got to be thinking that this Mashana could be setting Trick Room, which is what we're seeing him do to go to for the click.
Well, yeah. So yeah, that definitely seems like they're gonna have a pretty good chance to get Trick Room up here. I don't think there's much that the Blaziken can do here, especially with the fake out into the Clefable.
Yeah,
The Blaziken just gets a Sword Stance.
As I suspected, setting the Sword Stance up ready anyway. He knows that he's not going to be faking out the Blaziken because he runs the risk of just faking out into a Protect. And
Clefable, yeah. Appears with the leftovers. The Blaziken gets the speed boost, which is obviously really awkward in Trick Room. However, I don't know if it's in too bad a shape because the Follow Me support lets Blaziken be able to, pretty freely, just go for attack this turn.
I will imagine that the Blaziken could be Focus Sash, which is why he was so so happy to just let the Sword Stance go up. However, a double up here could risk the Blaziken going down. But because of the Clefables on the field, it's got the Follow Me. And maybe Otto's quite aware that the Clefable's going to protect the Blaziken, and it might as well sit here and be at +2 and offer and provide a lot of offensive pressure.
So Hitmonchan just went for the coaching, which is very interesting because Masharna has no physical moves. However, it's just got that defense boost, which is really big. Psychic ends up being blocked, and the Clefable goes for a Cosmic Power.
Wow.
So double setup.
I think that's a really good play, actually, because as you've seen, the Psychic just went into the Protect. The coaching would have been really cool to have been seen on the Mashana that was running stored power, I'm not going to lie. But as you say, the defensive boost is really nice. The Clefable really just tanking itself up for free, really.
Well, yeah, I definitely think that's always a nice strategy. Getting a boost on one and then protecting, getting the boost on the other. Now they have 2 Pokemon that are really annoying and difficult to deal with, and they're kind of torn.
Yeah, and you saw that the Hitmonchan has Feint, and it would be quite easy for the Hitmonchan to have gone for a Feint in that last turn into the Blaziken, expecting the Protect. However, I imagine Brave was expecting for the Follow Me from the Clefable.
Yeah, I definitely think that was the logical play, and the Protect Cosmic Power is just such a good play because now they can follow Omi with this Cosmic Power boost, and it should take this Psychic pretty well.
Oh yeah, like that damage. Oh wow, we're really going for max damage output here. Going for another Sword Stance with the Blaziken.
Yeah, this definitely is looking pretty solid position for Auto right now, especially because they stalled out many turns of Trick Room and
Yeah,
pretty much no damage has been done.
these Trick Room turns are just being burnt up. We're going for the Yawn with the Mashana. But again, that Clefable is not wanted to take a Yawn in this position because it's already got those defensive stats on it.
Looks like they might try to go for the double up into Blaziken, which could be very punished if they do that, if they just go for the Protect and Blaziken again. However, I think we revealed Darkest Larius on Electivire, which could be relevant if Dark coverage was not resisted into the Clefable.
I imagine. The Clefable went for the Protect this turn.
Ooh.
Double Protect makes sense. Makes sense. Just trying to sort out these turns. However, the issue here is that now the Hitmonchan's been swapped back in, and it's got that fake out pressure again, with no safe Protect on the other side. I think there's only one turn of Trick Room left.
I believe this is the last turn of Trick Room, but yeah, that the switch ends from Brave definitely did really good, making them in this awkward position where you can fake out the Clefable and get a Psychic into the Blaziken pretty free. Obviously, you know, this could be punished with a double Protect, or you know, if Blaziken is Focus Sash, but definitely looking like position themselves in a pretty good position to possibly kill this Blaziken before Trick comes up.
Yeah, Otto is a double set up that Blaziken, and obviously I don't know if that Blaziken is running Focus Sash then if it went for the switch there.
Yep, I definitely understand their decision to switch out, but it's always sad seeing a Mon with +4 attack being switched out before it gets a single attacking move off.
That being said, it's still a really good position for Otto at the moment. He's just swapped in the Absol as the Trick Room's ended. The Clefable is able to take pretty much any attack from that Hitmon. And the Absol, if it gets a crit through the coaching boost, can potentially just one shot this Mashana here.
Yeah, Mashara is very bulky. I'm not sure of the damage calcs myself, but I would not be surprised if a you know, crit knockoff or Night Slash kills, because I think Night Slash is guaranteed crit if it's super luck with Scope Lens.
Definitely goes for the follow me here. He's got a 50% chance if it is running a Scope Lens set here to get the KO. Nope. Doesn't get the crits. Does knock off the Citrus Berry though. However, Trick Room is able to get back up again.
The Trick Room, however, getting up is honestly might not be that bad of an issue, because Masharna's only damaging move is Psychic, and there's a solid chance that Absol and Clefable underspeed the Electivire here.
That is true. Or even the Absol could go for a Sucker Punch here, and it's a 50% chance to crit with that as well. The Clefable, again, is pretty free to just go for Follow Me's at this point. There's not really much, no other reason not to. I mean, we saw the amount of damage the Psychic did before. The Electivire could opt for any move here, but it's not going to be doing too much damage.
Yeah, the Mashara going for Protect is definitely, you know, interesting, and you know, stalling out their own turns of Trick Room a little bit. But as we do see, is the Clefable does outspeed the Electivire in Trick Room and gets the special attack drop, which doesn't really do much. However, Electivire outspeeds Absol, which is really relevant in the upcoming games, and gets the clean one-hit KO.
Yeah, that Life Orb damage really boosting the outputs to get that KO. I know Absol's not the most bulky mons, but Electivire also is, in my opinion, got the best damage output. That being said, it's still a 123 attack with a Life Orb boost on a stab move.
Yeah. So they could bring Ludicolo out, which is definitely going to be curious to see what they end up doing here with it. Ludicolo can fake out, so I think faking out into the Electivire seems like a pretty reasonable play from Ludicolo, but it could also just fake out the Masharna and then Moonblast into the Electivire, try to get that kill.
The other interesting thing to note is that the Absol has gone down, which is really bad for Otto. Wanted to put that pressure on the Spectria.
Oh, definitely.
We see another switch from Brave. It's kind of interesting to see that Brave's the one setting this Trick Room up, and yet he's not really taking the fullest advantage of.
Yeah, and the fake out and Moonblast ended up being what they did, and the Hitmonchan takes a big chunk of damage. If the but they do now get the fake out pressure. However, there's a chance they just go for the double protect, so they might want to try to read it and go for maybe another coaching boost or something like that. Yeah, but these trick runs will definitely be interesting because not only does Auto have Brave have pretty fast Mons on their team, they also have not really tried to do much while under Trick Room. They've definitely just kind of had it up and stalled out, switched out a bunch.
We do get the fake out of the Fable. There was no double protect, but there is the Yawn. The Ludicolo, it'll be interesting to see if it is a physical or special set here. Special set. Might be able to pick up the KO on the Hitmonchan. Yep.
It does.
Hitmonchan goes down. However, this next turn, Otto is now forced to swap out that Ludicolo, which isn't the worst thing, because you're getting that fake out pressure back again, which could be relevant for the Electivire.
Yeah, definitely could. But obviously, one of the big issues with that is just having knowing, or the predicting of that switch in, being able to do consistent good damage into whatever you're switching out into.
I forget which Mon he has in the back here.
That's the Blaziken.
Of course. So you don't want to be switching Blaziken into anything. But Brave opting to go for the substitute, expecting the switch out here. It's pretty safe substitute play here.
And they have to go for the follow me switch out so that the Blaziken doesn't go down to a Psychic. They just go for the Yawn instead.
Yeah, that makes sense. And this Spectre really in a nice position now, getting that substitute off for free.
Yeah, with the leftovers, it's going to be in pretty good shape. Obviously the Blaziken, can outspeed shortly after it gets a speed boost, but being able to take an attack with the substitute up definitely puts it in a really good position.
Brave opting now to just be spamming Yawn with a Mashana. It was really unfortunate that the Absol wasn't able to take it out earlier on in the game, because it's now starting to cause some big disruptions for Otto here.
Yeah, definitely. Especially because I think definitely a little bit unlucky, because I think if they crit that knockoff, it probably wouldn't have got the one-hit KO.
Yes, because it would have crit through the defensive boost. Yeah.
So they decided to stay in with the Clefable despite it having been yawned, but I just go for the follow me.
I think he's decided to go for that just in case the Mashana went for a Psychic into the Blaziken or another Yawn into the Blaziken. Oh, I guess the Spadef drop as well.
It's really awkward, but unless this Flare Blitz is able to kill, and it does not.
Thanks to the defensive boost. Before we're really seeing the defensive boost applied to the Mashana from the Hitmonchan being pretty pivotal.
Yeah, oh definitely. But yeah, now this is looking pretty bad for Otto. Though Clefable is pretty fine at being able to take some of these hits, it can't do anything for at least one more turn. And Blaziken, as we saw, doesn't look like it can even kill the Mashana with another attack. And we can definitely tell that a Psychic should be able to kill it from this range, which is definitely looking pretty bad. And it looks like Brave's just going to go for the double up into the Blaziken.
Oh. And he decides to swap out the Blaziken for the Ludicolo. It could be an Assault Vest Ludicolo, to be fair.
Yeah, but even still, it's going to take a huge chunk of damage, and...
I would say that's an Assault Vest. And again, got the Spadef drop it once more.
Yeah, back to back...
The Psychic could? No, the Psychic won't. Yeah, I from the looks of it, that's definitely an Assault Vest Ludicolo.
Yeah, so Ludicolo took those not terribly, but Spectrier looks like it should be able to threaten to kill Ludicolo from this range, and can't be picked out. because of both the substitute and being a ghost type.
Yeah.
So now it seems like a pretty safe, just like protect Misharna, kill Ludicolo. But they decided to go for the double up into the Ludicolo spot because I assume they realized it was almost certainly Assault Vest.
Yeah, but the Shadow Ball should pick up the KO here regardless.
Yeah, they if Clefable's able to wake up here and kill Musharna, I definitely think Otto has a chance. But if they don't wake up, I don't think there's much of a chance.
We've seen two turns of sleep so far.
That was this is now this is the second turn.
Okay.
Yeah, and with that special attack boost, and Spectre, and the drop on the Clefable, it's definitely looking really bad for Otto right here. Especially because Musharna can still just set up Trick Room if they want, and yeah.
It's actually a really tough position for Otto to be in here because he's not only got to break this substitute on the Spectria, he's got to kill the Musharna, which we see that the Blaziken isn't quite capable of doing at this +1 defense. And aside from that, we've got about 40% health, 33% healthy Electivire in the back, which isn't something that the Blaziken can't handle, but when it's effectively 1v3 because of sleep on the Clefable, or it's going to be a little bit difficult. The Clefable will end up being full 3 turns.
Yeah, that's definitely bad. That 3 turns was heartbreaking. If they got the 1 turn sleep, like I said, killing the Sharner, I definitely think there was a chance, but definitely looking pretty hopeless here, especially with Spectre being at +2 special attack now.
Yeah, and with the Clefable being at -1 SPDF as well, neutral special defense, it's gonna get tricky.
Yeah. Now they have a pretty clean, guaranteed yawn if they want, or just psychic for some extra damage. But I definitely would be surprised if Clefable can take 2 Shadow Balls from this range.
Yeah, I think this we see that this is just a game 1 win to Brave on the Migrating Milotics. There's not a lot the Treekos can do here. And another special defense drop. That's 3 special defense drops we've seen in this match. And obviously at this point it doesn't mean anything. The game's already over. We do see the Clefable manage to wake up and take the KO on the Musharna, which is really nice to see. From the looks of it, the Clefable is doing alright, but as you say, there's no way it can win from here.
Yeah, but as we saw, because it killed the Musharna and it outspeed, it does look like if they would have gotten the 1 turn sleep, that the Treekos might have been able to have a pathway to win this game. Definitely not super likely, but definitely looks like there would have been some chance. But now with the Spectre with the substitute up, there's definitely no way. Yeah.
We're just seeing the end game of this just keep being prolonged here. Maybe Clefable get a little bit more HP.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an appropriate time in which we could start talking about adjustments for upcoming match. So what do you think Otto's adjustments for upcoming match can be?
I think he recognizes that the disruption that the Musharna is bringing is highly annoying. And now that he knows that this Spectre is a slightly bulkier set with substitute leftovers, I don't know if his play to lead the Blaziken up front worked in his favour, so I can see him changing that around. I'm not 100% sure what to. I could see a taunt Thunderous coming if that's what he's got on his team.
Yeah, that definitely was what I think seems like a good lead. If they have that and possibly Ludicolo, with fake out support, because it seems like we know the items on Spectre and Musharna were revealed, so we know that taunt is guaranteed to work on both of them, and so I definitely could see it.
I can also see that the Thunderous could be running Scary Face. And that could be pretty impactful. Not only taunting the Spectre, but lowering its speed, so he doesn't have to rely on the Blaziken to outspeed it. The Clefable actually worked pretty well. It was just the unfortunate circumstances of getting put to sleep. Because the Cosmic Power really put the Clefable really bulky. the Hitmonchan, he was just cycling, wasn't it, from Brave for the fake out pressure, and getting that coaching boost onto the Mashana was pretty annoying for Otto to deal with. I still see the Absol providing a lot of work here, though.
Yeah, I think the Absol could be pretty relevant if you get to the in-game position. However, I definitely think that the lack of bulk on Otto's team was definitely a downside in this most recent match. So I wouldn't be surprised if they decided to lean a little bit on Thundurus and Vaporeon, which are a little bit more bulky than the Blaziken and Absol.
Yeah, and I believe the Ludicolo would have came for that last game, particularly for fake out, but also for just doing some damage into the Azumarill if it came.
Oh yeah, but definitely curious. We saw the adjustments of Brave, which definitely like some of the same mons, but just adding Skunk Tank there.
Likes to shake things up a little bit. Don't keep it too consistent. Keep your opponent guessing. And as we were saying, the Ludicolo is led with the Thundurus. It does kind of allude to what we were saying earlier, where there could be a rain dance for the Ludicolo, but I doubt you'll be clicking that in front of the Mashana. It could also be the taunt into the Mashana, but the fake out pressure is pretty strong here. However, if he fakes out the Thundurus, well, Ludicolo just fakes out the Mashana.
So Hitmonchan appears to be faster, which with that, and
Oh.
Thundurus, ooh, bulk up. Prankster, but with bulk up instead of taunt, or maybe they didn't care about the Trick Room going up. Definitely curious as their moves. See, I think does Thundurus have any physical dark moves?
Fling. Oh, get Crunch.
Crunch. Okay, yeah, Crunch. So that can threaten Musharna pretty effectively. However, Thundurus is almost certainly faster, so they would likely be able to get a coaching boost if they wanted.
I don't remember seeing what Brave actually selected there. But
yeah, I think I missed it as well.
We do just see Yawn coming out from the Mashana once again. Scold into the Hitmonchan. Fish for burns. Might be nice. Not quite. He did go for the coaching, as he suggested.
Yeah, being a little bit slower than the Thunder definitely makes it a little annoying, because even though at +1, this Lash Out is not going to do huge damage.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, the coaching tech is really interesting on the Hitmonchan, and it's been working really well in Game 1 and thus far, because this Mishana doesn't seem like a mon that should be taking these, +1 Lash Outs super well.
Agreed. It's interesting though. I don't think the Psychic into Ludicolo is going to do too much damage here, so I don't know. It's very passive, so given the mons that are on the field at the moment, Otto could feel himself free to just leave the Thundurus in, get a bit more damage off. But he knows that there is that Citrus Berry on the Mashana, so anything he will do will probably get healed back. Yeah, so decides to switch out, brings the Clefable in. He's going to try and sort out these turns of Trick Room again. The Yawn's actually really good into Otto specifically, as typically Otto running Clefable, it's a team that really likes to try and set up where he can. So Yawn, with the defensive boosts onto Mashana, it really forces Otto to lean away from all the buffing, basically, stat buffs.
Oh yeah, like as we saw, Cosmic Power, Bulk Up, and Swords Dance are all been revealed already, and yeah, that is definitely a little bit awkward. They end up switching out the Hitmonchan here. I definitely think that they might have been able to go for a close combat the previous turn instead of going for the coaching, but the +2 defense in Musharna is going to be really hard to deal with.
Yeah. I would expect Otto to go for double offense into the Mashana here to try and remove it. But no, he goes to split the damage.
Yeah, the Moonblast makes sense, because if Hitmonchan stayed in, they would have gotten the kill with that Moonblast. And so, just getting rid of that fake out for the rest of the game seems like a reasonable play. Obviously, the switch ended up working out well. and Spectre is not in the worst position because I believe there's only one more turn of Trick Room.
Yeah, and as you say, Otto is now forced to commit again. Does he go and keep the Clefable in, or does he swap it out? And I would like to say he swaps it out based on how the previous game went. He has to.
Yeah, he's able to get they get the double up into the Lucario, and then Ludicolo, and it's probably going to do pretty good damage. But
Another special defense drop.
Oh,
This Leaf Storm doing big damage to the Spectre there, just failing to pick up the KO. But this Shadow Ball, -1 special defense. I don't know. Ooh, it just hangs in there. Definitely got the Assault Vest on that Ludicolo, as we were saying. I don't know what his fourth move would be, but now the Trick Room's... This is actually not a bad position for Otto. He could go for a Sucker Punch into the Spectre if he's running it on the Absol, but you're not doing a lot of damage into the Mashana here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Protect.
Yeah, the Protect or Will-O-Wisp makes sense to kind of play around a Sucker Punch. However, if the Ludicolo just goes for it, it's also pretty bad. I definitely think that the Absol really needs to be I don't think they're going to be able to break Mashana at all if Absol goes down. So I definitely think they might try to kill the Mashana, getting a crit and getting the kill here if they have the opportunity.
Makes sense that he swaps out the Ludicolo because he needs that the special attack back. He could go for a Protect here with the Absol, and that just to get the Fable back in. No, he goes for knock off into the Spectria. Doesn't get the kill. But the Yawn is difficult. Always difficult dealing with these really bulky mons whilst they're spamming moves like Yawn. Like it's so frustrating to face off against.
Oh yeah, because you can't pressure it offensively because they are able to read the switch ins because you're kind of forced to switch in. And at any time there's a mon that's annoying, you can just Protect and Yawn, kind of go back and forth like that. As we're seeing, the Mashana seems like it's going to Protect here, and the Absol just can't threaten it because it's never has the opportunity.
I suspect you're going to have to swap the Absol back out here into the Ludicolo and just go for the Mashana KO into the Spectre, or at least attempt to. Yeah, like if this is what Otto's done here, he'll pick up the KO on the Hitmonchan, which would be really nice.
But they stayed in with the Absol, I'm assuming trying to kill the Mashana, but they ended up... Oh, no. They actually just go for the
killing it. Don't know if that was the right play.
I understand the idea of wanting to kill the Spectre, but definitely a little risky getting a mon going to sleep. And especially since Spectre is still alive.
The Clefable, it went for a Follow Me that turn, didn't it?
Moonblast into Mashana.
Okay, I just missed that whilst checking something. So yeah, I don't know if that was the best play for Otto to have made. Like, Brave's been playing very defensively with the switches and stuff, and like preserving his mons, and so I think expecting him to attack either one of his mons, he didn't want to lose Spectre or Mashana there, and he wanted to try and get the Absol to sleep. I think Otto would have been better off to have just swapped out. This is not the best position for Otto to be in, but he can Follow Me and burn away some of those sleep turns. However, Mashana, I don't know what it went for, but it's got the potential to just go for another Yawn into the Clefable.
Yeah, I think this could be another match where they definitely need the Spectre to get a one-turn sleep, or they definitely don't have a great out. Wild Charge is incredibly safe if they don't go the Follow Me, because Wild Charge should kill. Yeah. And so they just ended up having to sacrifice the Absol there, which is definitely not great for them.
Yeah. So the Fable's going for a Moonblast here. Will it be enough to pick up the KO? Nah, and that was a crit. So in that last game, must have been pretty close to its roll. Must have been quite a close roll to kill it. But Yawn into the Fable as expected.
Yeah, and it's definitely not looking great. Obviously, Ludicolo can come in and click Fake Out, I don't know if we know the speed tiers on the Electivire and Ludicolo. However, I think Ludicolo definitely is going to die from a wild charge from this range.
Is Otto still got another mod on the back? Yeah, he's
Oh,
got
they
the
still got
Thunderous.
Thunderous
Yeah,
and yeah, Thunderous as well. And so the
makes sense.
Thunderous can be okay here, but the issue still is just these yawns are going to be difficult to deal with because they can pretty cleanly go for a yawn into the Thunderous spot if they want to.
Yeah. Um, or they can
The
just go
last
for a
ship might
double up damage or just protect. Mashana is pretty free to stay there, be defensively annoying, whilst the Electivire goes for damage, as Brave is almost forced to target down the Mashana a little bit.
Yeah, the yawn pressure of this Mashana has been absurd this entire match, and they ended up staying in with Clefable, trying to probably get the kill with the Moonblast into the Mashana, but the Protect ends up likely saving it.
And the wild charge into it. Wow, did that crit?
That had to be a crit. Yeah.
Oh no, Otto is suffering some bad luck as well in this game. Like he's I love how the Electivire got the crit on his defensive bulk, but the Absol, which is probably super luck in scope lens, as we didn't see it was Sash, it just didn't crit through the Mashana's boosts. That's unfortunate to see.
Yeah, that was the worst possible turn where they stayed in with a Mon that wasn't targeted, that ends up going to sleep, and the crit on the +1 defense Mon. I don't see it out for them now. That was definitely the worst possible luck that they could got there in that turn.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue that the Clefable should have gone for the follow me there to take the wild charge as he was setting up, but at the same time, he was going to have to take a wild charge at some point. The Clefable was obviously trying to get the KO on the Mashana, but Brave is in such a position that he's able to just defensively go, you know what, I don't need to attack, I'm just going to protect here, force you to fall asleep if you're going to. If you swap out, so be it. The Ludicolo switching game was probably going to die in a minute anyway.
Oh yeah, and they also got a little punished for their decision to stay in with Clefable. If they would have switched out into Ludicolo, actually might have been able to get an okay position in this turn.
True. I do think it comes down to a few turns ago where we saw the Absol take that hit, and I think both games came down to the fact that Otto allowed Absol to go down earlier than what it should have, and Brave playing around the Absol pretty well.
Oh yeah, Absol is definitely one of the most important mons because Absol literally cannot be touched by Mashana offensively, and it is very good defensively into the Spectre, which only damaging move with Shadow Ball. So I definitely think that saving Absol was 100% necessary in this match, but yeah, they didn't really have the ability to do it because they were forced to switch out and around so much because of the yawn pressure for the Mashana.
Yeah, and as we see, the Clefable's still asleep once again. Like, I think that was only his second turn of being asleep, but pretty unfortunate there. And like, we've seen the amount of split F drops that the Otter's team suffered. We saw the crit, a crucial crit that he obviously went for the defensive boost. Probably would have survived that turn with at least, I'd say, at least 60% of his health. No, it would have done 60% of damage, so about 40% health. At this point, there's nothing that Otto can do. He's gone for the protect, but like, the Spectre is going to be able to one-shot it from here.
Yeah, I think basically the best they can hope for is to help a little bit on the KD and possibly try to get to the point where they can kill Masharna.
Yeah, I mean, double protect, keep protecting, triple protects all the way. As you can see, Otto tries to do it. Never a quitter, Otto. Tries to get to his outs to the very end. But with that, we see the Tricksy Treekos fall. At 0-2 at that. That yawn pressure. I know the Treekos will not be happy with the RNG of the game, and I don't think he'll be too pleased that it came down to a status condition, basically crippling his side.
Yeah, but that was a really well played match and really interesting prep with the coaching specifically targeting the Masharna as the main game plan. That ended up being really impactful on the side of the Milotics. And with that, the Milotics clinch the regular season championship.
Yeah, they went undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
8-0.
I think they're 8-0 plus 15, maybe?
Yeah, which I think they only dropped that means they only dropped one set?
Yeah,
I think they only dropped the one set at the very start of the season to none other than Rex.
Yeah.
That's quite the impressive run, to be fair. I'm just checking. I know this video's dragged on long enough now, but I just wanted to check it. Yeah, so Brave has won 2-0 again, and he's faced off against some tough opponents this season, and yet there we have it, picking up one game loss through all 8 weeks. Congratulations.
Yeah. Yep, congratulations, Brave. It was definitely an interesting match, and I really thought some really nice prep and tech from their side.
I think there's some really good prep on both sides. It was just unfortunate that it looks like the super luck of Absol was working on for the other team.
Yeah, pretty much.
With that match out of the way, is there any possibility that Otto can make playoffs? I know he's on 4-4. I don't know what his differential is.
So he's at 4-4 -1 after this loss, and the answer is yes, but it will be very tough, and it will likely involve a tiebreaker.
Okay. I believe you said 4-4 -1 is the lowest possibility to get into playoffs.
It's yes. Well, not officially, but unofficially, based on some of the results, I know yes.
Okay. Not to worry then. Thank you all for joining us in this week's premiere. And we look forward to the future games in VDL. Playoffs coming up next week. There'll be a few premieres going on basically from all our playoff coaches, or at least all those who record. And if you ever want comms doing, reach out. There's plenty of talented people within the VDL community who will be happy to com for your games. So until then, thanks for watching. Thank you, Batista, for joining me, and catch you next time, guys.